America's COVID-19 specialist testifies in hearing
There wasn't a controlled trial.
on how the country responded to the pandemic. Looking to retire abroad,
More affordable than it used to be.
why Americans are seeking to leave post-work life. A man risks his life
I was here to save what I've worked hard for.
to keep his community from damage. And representing the Sunshine State,
I want to know how I can be of service to you.
a step closer to becoming Miss USA. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Emma Alonso.
I'm Benjamin Cure. Today is Tuesday, June 4th, 2024.
Live from the Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
COVID questioning on Capitol Hill for the man who became the face of America's response to the coronavirus pandemic. Dr. Anthony Fauci faced questions from members of Congress over the U.S. government's social distancing and vaccine policies.
Fauci, who retired in 2022, was challenged on whether U.S. policies went too far, his role in the nation's response to the pandemic, and accusations that he contributed to its cause or tried to cover it up have been the focus of a 15-month Republican-led investigation. He was asked to answer for an earlier statement that there was no science behind 6-foot social distancing.
What I meant by no science behind it is that there wasn't a controlled trial that said compare 6 foot with 3 feet with 10 feet.
Yesterday's public hearing follows closed-door testimony Dr. Fauci gave in House lawmakers in January on the nation's COVID-19 response. Rapper Sean Kingston is behind bars in Broward County this morning. The recording artist, whose real name is Keyshawn Anderson, faced a judge in Fort Lauderdale yesterday and got a new mugshot taken. He was arrested in California last week, and his mother was arrested at the rapper's rented home in Southwest Ranches. They're accused of not completing payments on a $160,000 car and $500,000 worth of jewelry and other items.
This morning, a former Miami Heat player is spreading the word to get checked after his cancer diagnosis. Alonzo Mourning was diagnosed with stage 3 prostate cancer and had his prostate removed in March. Now he is cancer-free. Mourning has been through his fair share of health problems in the past. In 2003, he had a kidney transplant after dealing with life-threatening kidney disease. When opening up about the cancer, Mourning urged men to have frequent doctor checkups.
A race against time as a massive wildfire moves into residential neighborhoods. Caplin's Fiorella Mora reports on the Corral fire near Sacramento.
You got your sprinklers?
It was a movie scene.
Curran Gill has lived on Bernard Drive for about 4 years. He shared this cell phone video of the Corral fire flames. Gill got the notice to evacuate and chose to stay.
I was here to save what I've worked hard for.
He noticed his neighbor's house across the street up in flames.
We had everything we possibly could, the sprinklers on, everything on, soaking everything we could.
Trying to fight it off.
Oh, 100%.
His neighbors had just evacuated hours before, and now there is almost nothing left.
We were in the thick of it. We couldn't breathe, couldn't see. The heat was intense, burning your eyes, burning your eyebrows. It was intense.
Josh Silvera, battalion chief for CAL FIRE, says one of their top priorities was making sure people who needed to evacuate had somewhere to go.
It's already a stressful enough situation being told you need to leave your house, but not knowing where you're going to go when you do leave is huge. Even
in a stressful situation, you find a neighbor trying to help another neighbor.
Me and my crutch and my one leg, we did what we could. I'm a local business owner here at Autobahn Motors, and this is my community. This is our city.
For Caplin News, I'm Fiorella Mora.
Many Americans who are finally ready to retire from the workforce think about leaving their long-lasting job and envision lounging on a tropical island with a beverage of their choice in hand. But it may not be as simple as one would hope. As Kaplan's Jonathan Mayer reports, the end to your hard-working career might require even more work on the back end to make your dream a reality.
Over the last 30 years, the number of Americans looking to settle outside the United States has tripled, according to a 2024 Monmouth poll.
It's more affordable than it used to be.
The number of Social Security recipients living outside the country increased from 307,000 in 2008 to more than 450,000 in 2022, leading some countries to ease visa requirements to attract foreign retirees.
Retirees from the U.S. often bring with them money that can help support the local economy.
Jennifer Stevens of International Living says expats can find a range of benefits in overseas retirement.
The pace of life can be a lot slower in a lot of other countries than it is in the United States. That because the cost of healthcare is so much lower in a lot of other countries, people have the flexibility to sort of, breathe a sigh of relief and relax.
But getting to the simple life can be complicated. Lori Cherwinski of AARP suggests people think about estate planning, currency, taxes, and their investments before making the leap.
Tax prep is very important. Planning for medical care is important. Planning for legal situations is also important.
And if you can get through the administrative hassle, Stephen says the most successful expats keep an open mind.
You have to go with the idea that it is an adventure, and you need to be open to the fact that no place is going to be just like the United States.
For Caplin News, I'm Jonathan Mayer.
This morning, Florida's on a list of states where cucumbers are being recalled after some tested positive for salmonella. The recalled cucumbers were shipped to our state and 13 others. The shipments were in between May 17th and the 21st. The FDA administrators are searching for any related outbreaks, but they say the cucumbers in grocery stores are most likely safe.
A beauty queen who is no stranger to South Florida makes her grand entrance after receiving a new title. Caplin News reporter Daniela Zulueta was in Little Havana on Sunday as the new Miss Grand Florida was crowned.
Miss Grand Florida sets the stage for its 6th annual pageant where up to 10 contestants will compete against each other. Ana Garcia won last year's Miss Grand Florida, and tonight she will be handing her crown to the next winner.
Just enjoy every moment. There is a lot of competitions in the national competition. I want her to enjoy and to just be herself, because that's what makes you unique. And Miss Grand USA is looking for someone that is very unique and is going to represent the USA good in the international competition.
Jennifer Lovelace, who founded Miss Grand Florida, has a specific process on how she chooses the next title holder.
A beauty queen is somebody who works hard. You not only at the galas, but you at the charity events. You at the homeless shelter. You are at the school reading to the kids. I think that's what a beauty queen is.
Grand Florida 2024 is hopeful for the future and will continue her work by working with the community and giving back.
The community here in Florida in general, I want to know how I can be of service to you. What can I do for you? I love to go out in the community and volunteer, do community service and work. I'm currently working with a lot of different organizations and foundations, and I'm also trying to reach out to people like the mayor and stuff to try to get working together, and a lot of volunteering events that we can do around our community. So whatever this title means to everyone else, to me it means a lot more, and it also means that I get to be an ambassador of my community and help and be of service to those around me.
Not only does this pageantry focus on the physical appearance of each model, but also their mission to end war and bring harmony to all forms of life. In Little Havana, for Caplin News, I'm Daniela Zuleta.
A girl who grew up performing decides she, quote, just wants to have fun one last time.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
It just took him down like a ton of bricks, and he didn't even see it coming.
Powerline problems for fans at a monster truck show. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
CWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
A shocking situation for fans at a motorsports event. What originally was a high-octane and stunt-defying monster truck show in Maine instead became a frightening time for many audience members.
As Caplin's Gloria Silva reports, both electrical wires and utility poles went towards spectators due to a monster truck clipping a utility line.
New video captures the mother's point of view as a monster truck takes out live electrical wires and utility poles.
Yeah, I could hear my son crying and I couldn't get to him. So it was like the worst feeling.
Her husband Brian is seen here holding their son Easton as wires fall on top of them.
In the video, you see him pulling the wires off of them and moving. He did everything he could and more, if you ask me.
Video taken by another bystander shows ambulances arriving. Jenna Lindsay says earlier in the afternoon her boyfriend noticed the low-hanging wire, so they moved to the opposite end of the stands.
So no, I don't like to place fault or blame, but I think that people need to take more time when planning these events and really looking at what could happen. I'm not, you know what I mean, because nobody wants this stuff to happen.
According to Topsham police, several people were treated for minor injuries on scene. 2 were taken to hospitals. Kayla says utility equipment fell directly on top of a man.
It just took him down like a ton of bricks, and he didn't even see it coming. It was awful. And then, of course, there's live wires, so people can't do anything yet, and he was calling for help.
Kayla calls it a freak accident and has no interest in assigning blame, adding that her family hopes the driver of the truck is okay. Other than some soreness, Easton is okay. For Caplin News, I'm Gloria Silva.
Plans in place this morning for Cyndi Lauper's farewell tour, and one of the performances will be in Broward County. The singer who coined the phrase, quote, "girls just want to have fun," will play the Hard Rock Live in Hollywood on November 8th. It all starts in mid-October in New York City. Priority tickets will go on sale at 10 a.m. this morning, and general sales will begin Friday. You're watching Newsbreak, and we'll be coming right back.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every day.
Millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles, watching each other's backs,
And banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an effort.
to get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father.
Cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward. Come together
And discover
how accepting our differences can make us stronger.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Benjamin Cure.
And I'm Emma Alonso. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.